meet, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I'll just meet you.
I think I could probably do that unless something comes up. in the
Maybe we
meantime.
can get her out. We can drive around and show her the interface.
Seriously, I think that's a
So it's the big deal. Plus we can show her
Robert.
other capital expenditure staring us in the face. There's 100 trees on there. We get down some of it. City's not gonna do it.
yeah. Yeah, there's some,
Fast repairs. And other endeavors.
we were talking about trees when we played last Tuesday, that, man, every hole has a dead one or two and they look really dead, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, unfortunately, some of those are those old American elms and they're gonna start shucking limbs.
Ah.
President having killed one guy over there already.
Seriously, yeah.
Oh, Raymond. Fact that we have all those trees that are splitting up, and the wind's moving them around, you see the limbs down all the time.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
not the majors.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're
No
gonna,
question about it.
we're gonna meet over there on the 28th. So,
Jesse Ramos need a link?
No, he was gonna be in a meeting that started at 4 o'clock. And then as soon as he got out of that meeting, he was gonna try to jump on our numbers.
Yeah, everybody would have, that's coming.
they don't
Robert's
give any
on.
times.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good. I don't want to expose anybody.
Well, yeah, maybe we can find some.
Just do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. They,
I guess we can start it.
That's how I.
So you did go to that one.
Yeah, I got a cell phone. I keep it too.
Would like to wait for Evan to get a forum, but I don't think we're gonna vote on it.
But we do with Robert.
Robert's online.
Robert's online, so we're good.
Good start. Okay, we'll call it to order. Thank you, Robert.
Yes,
Uh,
I don't know where I should wait.
hi there.
uh, Do have public comments, and we do not have anybody here today. So we'll dispense with that. Any announcements? The only one I would have that we are, or I am, and Marcy's gonna do it too. Attend some of the public forums for the candidates coming up so we can have some input on our own particular views and endeavors in terms of the golf system. I did attend one with Councilwoman Tuttle, and we've scheduled a meeting on the 28th at Sin Park at 9 o'clock to discuss golf system and how we might be able to improve and or help the system along and thusly service our players a little bit better.
I did get an opportunity to talk to Jesse Kaufman last week just a little bit, and he mentioned that the last set of golf carts would probably be delivered towards the end of this month. And he also said that they are in process with the superintendent job at Auburn is kind of in the works.
He did his drug test yesterday. Offer's been accepted.
Oh, good.
That is good news. I think he'll be a fine candidate. Great job. I thought that all the interviews went fine and he will do us well.
He just chimed in, we have hired someone and will be announced this.
Cool.
All right, the next would be continuation of prior business. Randy has a comment here on the communications with the council.
Without the lawyer guy here, it's kind of a moot point, but I mean, I've kind of been beating this dead horse that we need to get some type of direct line of communication when we make a recommendation. I think we'll just continue to work on that until we get some process set in place.
chance to read Nate's email.
I did, but that doesn't make any sense to me because Nate's saying that we were appointed by a council member. We were not appointed by council members. I don't think he understands, but it's okay. We just need to have some type of line of communication. You know, we made that recommendation on May 16th, and our council members still haven't heard that this board made a recommendation. I just think that's just unbelievable to me that,
Thing in there about one member can show up as a delegate at the council.
yeah, I would like to get where, and I would even take the responsibility to do this, but for us to communicate with the city clerk, because that's who tells the council members, this is what recommendations have been made. This is what, and if we can get that approved somehow to where when this group makes a recommendation, I would take the responsibility to get that information to the clerk, what the recommendation was, what the vote was, all the information necessary. But I just think we have to set it up some kind of way. I don't know.
Nate will be on at 4:30-ish. Double back and you can ask him directly if that's a possibility and you want to do it.
I just think we need to do something. I don't know what.
All right, budget adjustment request. I think Kevin can handle that for.
I can handle that. So that list that Jesse had shown you guys with all the stuff that he's planning to do. Broke that down into this year and he is going mid-October. And he has a number and a list of things and he's gonna go and he needs to just move. We have the money, he just needs to move it to where he can. That should be, we met with finance, it should be a pretty simple deal.
That was some of the cart path repairs and the other things that he had were
Yep.
the most
I've got-
immediate
I've
need.
got some slides on cart patch. repairs.
Yeah.
Same type of stuff, but he's going in front of council in the middle of October to that money. Jesse, if you want to chime in.
Well, he's only able to type.
Yeah, I know.
Just for my,
He just said this board already approved an update will be in front of the council on October 17th.
it slipped my mind what that total was.
I don't know. Know what he's asking for, how much this year. No, when we did that sheet, he gave you the total for this year and
Yeah,
next year.
there was a number there, but
Is
I
that
don't recall.
500K?
500K, he just answered.
Okay,
That's what he's planning on moving.
all right,
It's
new
sitting in the
business.
limbo money, right?
Moving on. Evan, good to see you, bud.
Yeah.
We have new business, clubhouse renovation updates.
It's on the OneDrive, so it'll take a second. Is this shared? Do what you gotta do. Okay. Clubhouse renovation. The McDonald, the ceilings are done, the floors are done. The new furniture is there. Not sure why they left one of the old tables. Shouldn't still be there. So that'll be gone. I'll be there tomorrow and touch that up. The ceiling in the concession area is done. The counters for both concession and the pro shop are ordered, so the pro shop will be on the north side of that. And then we got to get all the electrical and data and everything up to that area. So I've already got, our electrical people ready to go. Once we get, put the counter where we want it, because we got to put a drop in through the ceiling. And once all that is done and the pro shop's moved out, we can start on the offices in the old clubhouse. And I can start doing something with that kitchen, which is gonna be the hardest one. 'Cause there's a whole lot that needs to go. Yes, sir.
Where is the pro shop coming out to, and where then does the dining area stop at?
So this, they've got it spread out right now, but this pillar right here, which is about halfway, the pro shop will be everything this way and the dining. And once, it won't be till October, but we're getting the doors redone. These,
The door will be where that pane with the stripe on it is.
this one, yeah. So this will be double doors and then the two outside doors, you can't see the other one, just windows. Everybody will enter through the double doors.
So-
Upper concession side.
Just to make sure I understand, the pro shop itself is going to be in the northern part. It's not split east and west, it's split north and south.
Side is pro shop. Just be divided by fixtures. There's no anything going
Yeah.
out. Now. That's Jesse's plan with pro shop. I'm not. My side was furniture and all that, and we got that in last week and I put it all together. Had a few scratched up tables, but it's coming out.
So basically, when it's all said and done, the doors that are there on the south side would be windows, and that furniture is basically moving south.
Correct.
All right.
Furniture will all go south, so. You come in here, you'll walk in and you have a choice to go left to the concession, right to the pro shop. The nice part with the pro shop there, they can actually see the carts, the first tee. Right now, if you know that, they can't see anything in the pro shop.
Sure.
They're just kind of guessing.
You said that you were gonna be working on the kitchen, it being the hardest one to do. Did, I was thinking that you guys ordered those ovens a little while back.
One.
Oh, just
The
one.
one at Sim is in
Oh, okay.
and installed, and in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna bring all the food. I need to teach myself how to use that oven, because I've never even messed with one. Once I get all the recipes down, I'm gonna roll it out, so hopefully by the end of October, Sim will have the new menu. Auburn, I have to get some new tables to be able to put the oven in there. And Tex and Mac are gonna be the hardest conversions, because they have the most preset counter stuff that has to come out. A whole lot of stuff to get out of there before we can get in there. The last couple weeks ago, we were trying to get those coolers out of there that hold all their beverages at McDonald's. They built that center island in the concession area after the coolers were in, so they won't come out right. They're wider than the island. Because we were setting up a temporary concession in the old pro shop, but that kind of failed because I can't get anything out of it. So we're kind of stuck.
Those doors that go on the west side, they coming in about the same time you're replacing the windows and everything. in this side, or
One
different time?
company is doing all the windows and all the doors, so they're doing the double doors on the east, that west door by the hallway by the pro shop, that'll be replaced also. Then there's a back door, there's two rooms past the kitchen. There's a back door there that hasn't been used, and it's a horrible door. It's like a thin, nothing door, so in the summer, it's 110 degrees in there, in the winter, it's 30 degrees in there. Getting a real door put in there, and we can take deliveries through a back door and not have them walk through the dining room anymore. Outside the north windows, we're gonna change to the bag drop area. Be closer right there, because because they won't be able to leave the bag drop things in front of the double doors where we can move them around. Plus, we might buy new ones because they're kind of ugly.
Any estimation on when you think, Mac might be completed?
The door guy said middle of October. He's waiting on everything. Was approved a month ago, but it takes a while to get him in. And we're just receiving the doors for Tex. They're installing today. So it just takes a while.
Just takes time.
Everything takes time to get right now.
Looks good.
Looks a lot better. We've had great comments, so it's a lot more comfortable. So this is more of Mac. So there's a kind of a view from the top left one is the south side shooting forward. The one below it just shows there's a drop ceiling now in the kitchen area that's completed. And then the right one is the hallway to the restrooms. We had
Two. Painter, let's the same colors, so they kind of match everything.
They were in decent shape. They're for however many years old they are. And I wasn't even gonna try to take them down because they've been up there for 70 years, so.
Hmm.
They lived
They
another
probably
day.
built the wall after they put.
Were there renovations being done to the restrooms too?
The restrooms, I have a meeting tomorrow with the company. Yeah, we're gonna do,
That
Yeah.
lady's room is just weird.
it's weird and there's not a lot we can do to make it not
Fair.
weird.
Yeah.
But new fixtures, new partitions, new flooring, a paint job. It still has that little room.
It is
that-
useless.
I mean, I would love to have the storage,
Yeah.
but there are the ladies that play at Mac that use it.
Yeah.
So they still want a little area, so.
Oh,
But we'll probably turn the shower into some kind of storage place because we're gonna kind of get rid of the showers.
sure.
Nobody uses them anywhere. We have showers at every course and they're never touched.
Yeah.
Most of them don't even work. So this is Tex. If you've been in lately, the pro shop is reloaded everything. He's got slat wall on 3 different picked up. One's 32 square feet. 8 times 32. Slat wall. And got his stuff put back out and now he's doing more stuff.
Yeah, 'cause that's a pretty big area.
It's a pretty big area and because he never had slat wall, everything was in the middle of the floor and on stands. And now he's got all kinds of room. He is over in the corner that's over here. And he purchased one of those putting greens. So he's gonna set up that area as soon as they're done with that window over there. Putting green and all his putters. Then right here, the simulator room is done. And Jesse is working on simulator rooms after the show. Itself is ready to go. It also needs a door. They were there today to look at that one too.
That's great.
It looks like Tex and Mac, it just looks so much more inviting now.
Yeah, I just like the look too.
And then we decided to go ahead. We weren't gonna do the dining room floors at Tex, but after we got these floors down, now we have to. They look horrible. So we just got a bid on that. Jesse sent it to me yesterday. Gotta get the 3 bids and then we'll get, it'll be the same flooring throughout the entire clubhouse, but he's got new windows, new doors, the paint in and out at Tex.
I can't remember, is there a door from the pro shop to the simulator room? Or
Yep.
You take that,
Nope,
nice.
it's right through. We cut the women's locker room in half. Basically, we got rid of all the lockers. We kept like 7 of them because the high school girls use them.
Mhm.
That's the only ones who use them, so the rest are gone, but yeah, there's a door just on right here, actually, where it cuts off. That's the slat wall. The opening's there. Lighting's all in, the ceiling's all in. Looks really good.
Have you guys put anything out about the simulator room yet?
He's put a few things out on Facebook that it's coming soon and lots of good comments. And then everybody that plays at Tex, like, hey, I heard you got a simulator room coming. And
Yeah, especially for
I
this,
think during the winter, it'll be packed.
yeah, when,
yeah,
I bet the inquiries ready would be.
One we're looking at has St. Andrews as one of the courses. And Flint Hills, for some reason, is on their list.
Really?
For those of us that don't get to stroll onto Flint Hills and play. This is the bathroom hallway at Tex. So going back to the bathrooms, there's still some touch up to do. This is just, they haven't done the trim work, but these are the new doors. Got new doors. Those old doors they took off were about 400 pounds each. From 1967. Still together, but the guy said the hinges were sagging so bad because those doors are so heavy, so much better. And then outside, I don't know if we ever talked about this. When we first did the walkthroughs, those beams. They were rotting. One time they had a maintenance guy at Tex who decided to build casings around them to make them look better. They held water and made it worse. They rotted them out worse, and those are actually support beams. They had to put these up to hold the roof while they're building them, but see, this side are done. They're all individual 1x6s stacked. Right? Having to do that all the way across, and until they get to one and start cutting back, they don't know how far back the rot. Keep kind of going until there's no rot, and then they don't have from there. They're looking good. They got halfway in a week. It's a lot of work.
So what are they doing to make sure that it doesn't rot again? Are they doing
That's
something
all
to-
pressure treated lumber. The only issue we'll have now, because it's pressure treated lumber, it takes about 9 months to dry out, so they'll have to come back in 9 months or so and paint it. It's gonna be raw wood for a while, but at least the roof won't fall. Consolation prize. That is the clubhouse. There's nothing going on over. We are gonna look at, the soffit outside of the club pro shop. There's some issues on the outside soffit, and we'll look at that, and see if there's something there.
Is the same company replacing the door and all?
No, I don't know who the company is. That's a sub of Farhaz who's doing construction, so I don't even know who they are. We'll probably just do that one ourselves. And we'll actually make them double doors, because one of those, they look like double doors, but they're not. They don't open. I can't imagine that was in the original drawings that they were fake double. All right, so the next is the cart path plan. All right, so I don't know a whole lot about this besides the pictures, and Jesse ran through it with me yesterday. So this is McDonald. Bad spots, he Google drew in, he drove the whole course with some paving guy. And figured out the parts that are bad for our carts or dangerous in any way. That's all the areas that need to be repaired to McDonald. Don't know how many there are. I haven't counted, probably about a dozen or so. Good there? Much to look at. I'm sure if you played McDonald, you know where they are.
Basically, I was out there. And when they ran that, there's a lot of cart path that's not inclusive in that because one, we can't afford it. The areas where we have broken paths, but it's still solid and it doesn't cause a deviation in the cart, we didn't even bother with because we know we can't afford it. Basically, everything here is the deviations where you hit lip explosions or where the path is actually broken up and the slabs of concrete are moving around when you drive over them. So that's the only thing that's included in that. So if somebody asks you about, well, all this is broken, well,
Not gonna be all.
yeah, we just know feasible way.
Everything they measured came up to the 4,066 linear feet, which is 3,700 square feet. This was the price that they gave them. I think that's a little offer in there, but the price from that came out a lot less than he thought it would originally.
So it looks like a relatively small area that he had marked, so there probably wouldn't be much disruption in
Yeah,
golf.
there won't be any disruption.
So Kevin, does this also include some of the places where the tree roots had caused a problem? Are they gonna cut those out?
I don't know for sure. We can follow up with Jesse.
He says yes.
He just said yes. There you go.
My question, when we're doing this, is the fact that these are scattered all around. How are we gonna get concrete out there?
That's their problem.
Well, I'm
They've
curious.
got little buggies, little
In that,
wheels that carry. it
yeah,
out there.
if they're using little chokey carts to get it out there, but I'm not really great enthused on the idea of running full concrete trucks out over that irrigation. It's
And you
bad
can't do
enough.
it when the temperature is below something, because the concrete won't set, so. I only know that from a restaurant I opened, they tried pouring concrete at
Yeah.
20 degrees and it didn't work.
So is this the first of the cart path repairs? I mean, does this take precedence over like Tex, which I think Tex is four?
Jesse just said they replaced small sections at some point in the past, so I know it's possible with minimal course damage. So the next slide, I believe, has the rest. Texas probably the worst of them because it's got that huge area by, 10th and that area. So he kind of approximated that. Sim was a little less, so the grand total, a lot less than what he had in that original sheet of path repairs. Get it up to, that Auburn didn't have, Auburn's some bridges that.
Is this something that's gonna happen relatively soon as far as timeframes? Are we?
I believe if Jesse's still on, is that one of the things you're asking for that money to be moved this year? We'll see if he answers, but yeah, I think he's planning on moving the
That's all, yeah.
relatively.
On that list that you had that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was all on there.
he said as soon as we get the adjustment in October, we can move forward. Pending concrete people and. You know, every contractor's busy as heck right now. So that's a really good price because the price of concrete's stupid right now. Try putting a patio in your house. I need to do mine. That's the end of that one. Okay, I need the finance and rounds report. You have the financial sheet I dropped in front of you.
Yep.
If you had sent that out. Oh, he said also there's a small amount of built-in cushion and all that cart path stuff. So it might even be less than that. He just didn't want to go in front of council and not ask for enough. It's an eight, but it's easier to just ask for the whole thing in one chunk. All right, rounds report and update. Oh. Bill Auburn's $5,000 or so up. Tex. Even, and if they're only up $3,000, but I don't know how many more we can do with Tex. My office is there and it's pretty much a packed T sheet every day. As on Monday, he did 320. Ridiculous. McDonald's up. I mean, everybody's up now where we had a little dip in some of them earlier in the year. Every course is up and that's a ridiculous amount of rounds. Yes, he has to get on a plane. Thank you, everyone. 10% up for the year. And looks like we're having good weather. We're doing really well so far this month too, so. I think he had it calculated out that yep. Good chunk at the end of the year, if we even hit last year's numbers. August rounds per course, Auburn up about 400, Tex a few up, but again, how many more can they cram on that course? Luckily, that course plays very fast. Don't know the last time any of you played out there, but sir.
I don't know if you got it on any of the further slides, but maybe next month, it just personally, it'd be nice to see member versus non-member rounds.
We can do that.
Be interested to see.
I do the rounds report, so I can add a.
Since we just bumped up the member rate to see. That was not affecting because the rounds are still there.
So Mac was flat and Sim was up. X got a 0%, but good. And then cart rentals, and that includes when we start April was the increase. So obviously that's gonna be up a bit, but it's still with the number of rounds up, the carts are up.
Yeah, and another thing might be nice to see is where that fund is, that the money that's funneled over to help with the leasing agreement. I think it was only a couple of dollars per rental or whatever, but to see where that's at and how that's growing, if, so we have some.
And I know
visual.
Jesse and I met with finance last week and he did show us those numbers. So Jesse has all those figures on where that where exactly the cart fund, let's call it that, is at. But he was pretty comfortable with the number that Kyle had showed him as far as taking care of the lease for the next 3 years with, once, all the carts are bought back from Yamaha, that all goes in there too. So
Okay.
that's a big chunk of it.
Yeah, but it would be interesting to see just how that's growing.
Those 3 weeks of scorching we had actually helped cart rentals quite a bit because
Yeah.
not a lot of people were willing to walk, so that didn't break our hearts. But now that, well, it came kind of right in the middle of the changing carts, getting the new carts, so it would have been really bad if we didn't have the new carts at Mac when that heat hit, because they were down to 4 or 5 carts that were running.
So do all the carts go back to Yamaha, or do they keep some of the better ones or anything like that?
They took everything.
Everything.
Some of them we get minimal dollars for that were absolute, like Tex had 3 carts from I don't know what era. They had an old 3-wheel Easy Go back in the back, and so. But they gave us something for everything. It might have been like a junk price for a few, but if there were, we got full price if they were running and they could drive them up onto the trailer, is what Andy told me. He said, I will help you get them running. If I can drive them on the trailer, I can give you full credit. So we pieced together some and switched some tires and did what we had to do to drive them on the trailer. And that's a huge difference in the amount of money they gave us. And it was, I don't know the exact, Jesse knows the exact number of the trade-ins, and I think they picked them all up now. They finally got the last ones from Tech, so all we have left is the ones at Auburn, which are in better shape. So those should all be pretty good. Food and beverage, up 80 grand. And that's everywhere. Sims the lowest. We went through that changeover where we had no concession counter and Jesse and I were tearing stuff out. But theirs is about to jump once we roll that menu. Auburn, during the late summer, we had a lot of graduation parties, a lot of stuff, but coming up in the winter, when it's gonna be slower golf, we actually have a lot of stuff booked.
There's a wedding Saturday.
There was one last Saturday, yeah. Yeah, I did that one. There's nothing this week. There's a big, the Evergy retirees have a luncheon that we're doing in December, 160 people plated. Yeah, so I'm gonna steal staff from everywhere to come help with that one. That's a huge event.
What was your dollar goal you said you wanted to get to?
It was 350 and I've passed that, but that was our moderate goal, because when I started, it was below 250.
Yeah.
So that was the moderate goal, but ultimately, in the history Jesse gave me from Virginia, his worst courses did about $7 and his best ones did $15 to $20. We're still fighting the liquor license thing, so that, if we can get that rolling, get that, that'll be huge.
I think the other ones on the new menu, the quick food stuff, that's gonna go
Yeah.
big, because can't tell you how many people I see go in, grab a hot dog and come back out. If they could get like, slice of pizza or a nice sandwich or a zucchini
But
or
we,
something.
even at Tex, Steve we did it one weekend 2 months ago where he ran the pulled pork sandwiches for the weekend. And so he's still been doing it on the weekends and selling out every weekend. They're just happy to see something new, like, oh, I can get something other than a hot dog.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
I think it'll
So,
help
and then
the business.
making the dining rooms more comfortable that was the first comment when I toured with Jesse day one. He said, what do you think? I said, I wouldn't spend a minute here after I golf. They're ugly, they're uncomfortable. And that's all changing with the clubhouse renovations is, might actually want to hang around now, and we still have to put a couple more TVs at Tex. But not stuffy.
That's very
Driving range is way up. The Auburn Hills, as big as that driving range is, and I believe when we did that event out there, Jesse and I measured the whole thing, it's 100 yards. And there are days, you can't get on the driving range. And there's 100 yards of space out there, which is crazy.
Well, I saw those barrels, those big whiskey barrels that Outlaw brought in or whatever.
We got to get them out. We have to put sand in them,
Yeah.
get them out. Jesse has
Use those
used,
for targets or something.
Yeah, he's gonna put them, so right now you have like 150, he's gonna put them in the in-betweens, so you have like a 125, a 175, a 225. Gonna use them for extra. So we are planning to upgrade all the driving ranges with something. That Tex, he wants to do an aerospace something motif, just because we're pretty much on the airport. So driving range is way up. The ball dispenser at Mac has helped a lot because you don't have to go to the pro shop anymore. You can just slide your credit card there and get your balls. And we purchased one for Tex. We got it from the course up in Valley Center or something. They had two and we're selling one. So it works fine. We bought it. We just haven't gone and got it yet. We were waiting for the paint to get done outside because we don't want to drop it on the sidewalk, be in their way. So there'll be a ball dispenser at Tex also.
Where,
That one will be tokens.
where are you putting that one in?
So if you go out the north door and turn right, it'll be at the end of that aisle. There is water and power on that wall. It'll be right out there. She'll save a lot of space. If you've gotten range balls there, they're all under the counter. So that frees up a lot of room for Steve in the pro shop. He'll just be able to hand out tokens. It won't have a credit card reader on it. We could only do that because First Tees actually, they get that money and then pay us.
Is that building done?
First Tee, they haven't even started. Their huge fundraiser, which is their pro-am thing, is Monday. That Jesse got recruited to play in. So he gets back Sunday, plays in that Monday. And then he's got something Tuesday right away that, but that's their huge one. And I believe Trent said they're going to break ground in 2024. If you go on their website, it's got pictures. It's pretty cool. It's a nice building.
So once the new point of view system gets here and we get it established, will that allow for credit card readers on items like that and beverage cards and stuff like that? Or is that
Beverage
still-
cart, yes, because it'll be on a tablet. Range balls, that's a lot of IT stuff, hoops to jump through because of credit card laws and protection, and I don't know.
Okay, I was
So,
just,
I mean, the one at Texas is close enough. The one at Mac, those of you that have hit at the range there, it's a quarter mile down the road. So it's at between the third and fourth hole.
Yeah.
So most people, Jesse's first day, saw some guy walking out with a bucket of balls and getting in his car and he's like, what's going on? They're stealing our balls. But that's, I mean, you have to take the balls and most people drive their car down to the range there unless they're playing, then you can take the cart down, but it's not a great place for a driving range. But it is what it is at this point. Like I said, the things helped a lot. People were just going down there directly. Merchandise comparison. Everybody's rocking. Steve just got his pro shop back. I think we set it up like 10 days ago. And he sold quite a bit of stuff just having it out. Colin's made a difference at Mac that he's brought in a lot more stuff than Keith used to carry, and Keith knew he was retiring and they own that stuff. So we understand not buying a bunch of stuff you're stuck with. And then Sim had no pro shop for quite a while, and Jesse's gonna work with Kent to get that one dressed up a bit and put a little more stuff in there. It's an investment for them. So membership, we're back within 50 of pre-price raise. Is pretty good. So each month since the price raise, how many do you think you're doing a month there is? 20, 30 a month they're adding in.
so it's gone down since June.
Well, June is when the price that we did have people cancel. That didn't want to do the new price. Gone down since June, but it's picked back up,
Yeah.
jumping in, and places I've been, I hear them talking about it. People are saying, asking about memberships, and they tell them it's a great deal if you want in. So they're still signing up. I think we'll be back to the June numbers within a month or so.
That'll be great.
Yeah, it's jumping up. Total revenue is good. So we're up almost $500,000 to last year. It's flowing through, so revenue's there. The we're trying to add more and more tournaments because they're big money makers. Steve just had a huge one Saturday that when all is said and done will probably be a $30,000 tournament. Yeah, this group was. They had the beverage carts out where everything on the beverage cart is taken care of by the tournament. So when the cart drives up and everything's free, you go nuts. Pretty much an open bar at a wedding is what that was. And they had 2 beverage carts because we took one from Auburn, and they set up a third cart with just coolers on it. And they each came back at least 10 times to refill during one tournament. And he did grilled burgers and brats and dogs and all that was included in this tournament. So those are,
Texas is so spread out, but I mean, doesn't have extra.
and we have a huge outside area for grilling and all that. I mean, that concrete area out in front is huge. You could have a concert out there. But we will, but if we can make money, we might. Don't count it out. So up almost 500,000, and Jesse had numbers. I think he was looking at 700,000 by the end of the year to be up or somewhere in there, or close to. So again, we don't think we can cram any more people on our courses, but they keep showing up. You have the P&L in front of you. So we're at a little over 4 million, which is $1 million over budget if you compare the, 8 months? So 2 quarters or whatever, the first 8 months of the year. So we're up over last year. He didn't have any concerns on any single areas, just moving money around. Our personnel budget, we're way under that. So there's money to be moved for these other projects that's why he's going in front of council saying, if you look at the P&L, so we're sitting at 1.9.
You have any idea how much the impact is gonna be, on the last meeting where we voted to move more of the green fee money that actually goes over into the equipment fund automatically so that it was readily available to purchase?
It's gonna take a while to build that up. We did look at that when we met with finance last week as to what was in there, cause he just did it. So that $3 instead of the $1.
Yeah.
And then next month we get the membership $50 from everyone. So that'll jump that up and there's more money for the equipment before the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
just wondered
year.
how much that was gonna hurt the regular fund with the green fees.
No,
Probably not.
no, because the biggest chunk of the entire P&L is maintenance and maintenance equipment. So that's where we need the money. It makes it easier than going in front of council and saying, it's already in this part of the budget.
Totally agree.
Spend the money. Yeah.
You said personnel was down significantly.
To the budget, we're spending a lot less in personnel. One
Because-
is just staffing. Still can't,
Because we can't hire them?
because we can't hire.
Lost
We
the
did just hire a couple people for Auburn. One more concession per, kind of 1.5 concession person. The other one is going to be helping me with banquets. So she's gonna learn how to book banquets and all that stuff, and then she'll be around for every
That Pam?
banquet. Her name is Ray. No, Pam's been there a little bit.
Yeah.
No, Pam's
Yeah,
just
Pam.
another one of the concession workers, bless you. So, but no, we just this week hired 2 more. So
Okay.
that'll help them a bit. And like I said, Ray, every time I have a meeting with somebody to book the room, she's gonna sit with me for 3 or 4 times. She's got tons of customer service experience. She was with Quick Trip for like 20 years. Manager, and we know that's probably one of the best customer service places in town for what they do. Never been in a Quick Trip when it's not busy.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Any other questions on the P&L? He might have sent it out to you already, which has the breakdown of every course, but that's got the breakdown. If you look pages 2 through 6 are the courses. And then the city hall one just is the memberships. That one's always just got positive because they don't have any expense. Well, the expenses on there are me, Jesse, and Darius.
I think that's probably gonna be a problem that we're gonna have to address next year in terms of wages. That's gonna directly impact what you have in discretionary funds, but we can't hire people where we're at, which means we're gonna have to go back to the budgetary process.
That is on Jesse's list and planning on revamping the whole. It's a problem with all the park and rec place, the pools and all they're in the same wage thing and we can't even compete with McDonald's.
That's something that has to be approved by the city council
That does, yeah.
as far as wages.
It does, but they're looking at all departments that, you know, all these seasonal people are underpaid and they can get a job anywhere. And it's faster to get hired anywhere else too, because they can walk into McDonald's and be working tomorrow. They may not last 2 weeks, but they'll hire. I think they do the breathing test. All you gotta be. All right.
Sometimes that's the best way.
Got project update, because we don't have any of the pros here. Anything for project update? Had the 3 presentations. We all kind of, you know what projects are going on, kind of something everywhere. And I'm kind of spearheading back text on the liaison between Farhoffs. Trying to be him, but he, according to the last meeting we have, and I have a meeting Thursday with Farha again, they should be done. They're hoping last week of September. The end of the month, they should be complete. Good thing.
Any other business?
I assume we don't have Nate. I assume we don't have Nate.
Said he was gonna try and join.
Well, he didn't make it, so we're gonna adjourn.
I actually have somewhere I need to be, so I'm okay with that, but sometime we need to
We
hold
don't,
these
we
people.
don't have Nate.
Yeah, I just think we need to do something because it does us no good to sit in here and
Totally agree.
learn about golf and make recommendations and stuff to try to help if nobody hears us.
100% agree with that.
All right, that being said, entertain a motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Kevin, your meetings are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not invited anymore.
Dr. Jesse Kaufman, Kevin should lead the meetings because they get done.
Vote on that.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I took an Evelyn Wood speed reading class.
Chop, chop, let's go.
Let's go. Got places to be.
Goodbye, all.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
You, my wife.